Welcome back. Well, China recently lost a case on rare earth metals as the World Trade Organization believed they violated the rules. Now, I have Erwan Berthelot from White & Case in the studio. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So, Erwan, what exactly is the significance of the ruling and what, of course, are the long-term consequences?
Right, well, it is an important ruling. I think to some extent it is very emblematic of how strategic the sourcing of raw materials has become in today's global trade. Now, these rare earth and minerals that are subject to this ruling are crucial to a large number of very innovative sectors. They go into wind turbines, electric cars, engines, electronic goods, all sort of things on which Western economies, in particular the United States, Japan, the European Union, which were the complainants in this case, have a leading technological advantage. So for their industries, of course, it is extremely important to have proper access to these raw materials. And China had imposed and maintained a number of restrictions on the export of these rare earth in the form of export duties and export quotas. And these measures have been challenged by the EU, the US, and Japan as being conflicting with some of the commitments that China made at the time it acceded to the WTO. It included some provisions of the WTO agreements, but also some specific provisions to China in China's accession protocol. I will come back to that in a minute. China tried to counter these claims by alleging that its measures was consistent with its commitments, and even if not, could be justified because they were driven towards the protection of people's health, the environment, and the preservation of exhaustible natural resources. Now, these claims were rejected by the recent WTO panel, which means that China will now have to abide by this ruling and probably, if the ongoing appeals are unsuccessful, to lift these restrictions. In terms of legal significance, I was saying this involved China's accession protocol. So although it is a ruling of crucial importance to the complainants, the legal solutions, however, may not necessarily be extended as such to other situations, other product, other countries, because what the panel found was that China violated certain commitments only it had taken in the context of its accession.
Okay, and for those who appealed it, now, of course, what are the next steps?
Right, so everybody has appealed, or close to everybody has appealed the ruling. The US have filed a conservative appeal aiming at speeding up the process, to which China has responded by a counter appeal. China has also appealed the rulings in the European and Japanese case. And the WTO appellate body will now have to deal with these appeals within 90 days. Personally, I would expect the findings of the panel to be confirmed largely. There may be some technical adjustments and the appellate body may disagree with some technical legal issues, but overall I think that the measures imposed by China would still be considered inconsistent at the outcome of this process. So that means that China will concretely need to implement the ruling, lift its measures, bring them in consistency with WTO rules. And for that purpose, it will have a reasonable period of time. This reasonable period of time is normally attributed by a WTO arbitrator, can go up to 15 months. But again, I believe that in this case, a shorter period will be warranted because it doesn't seem that withdrawing the measures would imply a lot of complexities.
Great, Erwan, thank you very much. And thank you for watching Dukascopy TV. Now do stay tuned as we have plenty more heading your way. See you soon.